Hi everyone, Chris here from IELTS Advantage with another success story. So we have yet another successful student who's going to share his success with you guys so that you can learn from him and be successful yourselves. So Anurag, can you start off by telling us a little bit about yourself, please?
Yeah, I am from India and I've come to United Kingdom for a project work. I'm staying in Bristol at present, and I took the IELTS exam for immigration purpose
Mm-hmm.
for Canada,
Mm-hmm.
and I took VIP Writing Academy course from Chris, and I'm really grateful to him for all the excellent material and guidance that is provided to me to get the desired score.
Great. So can you tell everybody a little bit about your IELTS journey? So how many times did you do it? What scores did you get? What did you struggle with? Things like that.
Yeah, I appeared for IELTS for the first time in year 2013,
Mm-hmm.
and that time I scored above 7 in reading, speaking, and listening, but I scored 5.5 in writing.
Mm-hmm.
So in now again, I started preparing for IELTS. I was not confident in writing, so I explored on Google and I got some free material from Chris through IELTSadvantage.com, and I liked it and I joined the VIP Writing Academy. And after successful preparation of around 3 months, I joined in the month of June and I appeared for the exam in the month of September.
Mm-hmm.
And I scored 7.5 in writing.
Excellent. Congratulations. So from 5.5 to 7.5. That's a huge jump, especially for writing. So let's talk about specifically writing. What were the reasons why, now looking back, now you understand how the test works and you understand what mistakes that you were making. What was the difference between 5.5 and 7.5?
Yeah, mainly the structure.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, because earlier I was not aware what things to put in our essay and in what order, like the introduction, paragraph 1, paragraph 2, and the conclusion. What are the topic sentence, how to explain the statement with the relevant examples.
Mm-hmm.
So all those things I was not aware.
Mm-hmm.
But after going through the course from Chris, uh, it helped me a lot to frame the essay and to structure it in the correct manner that
Mm-hmm.
is as required by the examiner,
Mm-hmm.
and thus I am able to achieve it.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to highlight one more thing,
Mm-hmm.
that I appeared for the exam in 8th of September and received my score on 21st of September. And I got the score as speaking 7.5, reading 7, listening 8, and writing 6.5. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we talked about that before. Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, and I was disappointed
Mm-hmm.
because, as Chris, you mentioned that now you are all prepared and you are in the seat, then you will not fall.
Mm-hmm.
But I was not able to understand what made me fall this time. Although I followed all the instructions as provided by you, and then I went back for the reevaluation,
Mm-hmm.
and I got my score about 1 week earlier after reevaluation, and I got one band increase to
Mm-hmm.
7.5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's quite common. It's not. I wouldn't say that every single student who applies for reevaluation gets there. I don't think there are any statistics. I don't think there are any, anything that you can really point to which would say you will definitely get a higher mark or not. I think, if you deserve a higher mark, you'll get a higher mark. But if you don't deserve it, you won't get it. So what would you suggest to a student who maybe is looking to go for a reevaluation? What would you say to them?
I would say that if the student is confident and if he has followed all the instructions as given in your modules,
Mm-hmm.
and they believe that yes, the marking done is less than what they expected,
Mm-hmm.
definitely they should go for a reevaluation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And with the advantage is that if your score increases, if your score changes,
Mm-hmm.
then you get all the money refunded.
The feedbacks, yeah. I think it depends on a few things. I think it depends on what you just said, your feeling about it. So some students are just 100% sure that is not a 6.5, because especially someone like you who is getting feedback from myself, you really understood the difference between a 6.5 and a 7.5 essay, and and task one as well. So I suppose it depends on your knowledge of the test and how confident you are. It also depends on timing. You know, sometimes it can take a very long time to get your reevaluation back. Some people get it back in 2 weeks. Some people get it back in, it takes a long time. How long did it take for you to do it?
It took me 4 weeks.
4 weeks, so about average. Yeah, that seems about average. The other thing to think about for reevaluations is the difference between your scores. So if there's a big difference, like 2 bands between your, let's say you get 6.5 in writing and you get 8.5 in listening, that means that your writing should have been checked twice automatically. So it's unlikely that it's going to change. But for you, it was 1.5 bands, wasn't it?
1 band, 6.5 to 6.5.
But 6.5, no, the difference between listening and writing, your highest band and your lowest band was 1.5.
My highest band listening was 8.
8 and 6.5. So 1.5, yeah. So in your situation, it is a good idea. What I normally tell people is, if you're really confident that you should have got it, then go for it. Also, if you're really confident, it sometimes is faster just to do the test again. It depends where you live. So for example, if you live in a big city like London, where you can do the test the next day or the next week pretty quickly, then you can just do the test again and get your scores pretty quickly. Or you can wait 4 weeks and go for the reevaluation. But yeah, there's a lot of options to think about when you're doing that. But it's great that you were able to get that. But anyone watching this video, please do not think that if you go for a reevaluation, you will be guaranteed to get a higher score. Anurag deserved it, but not everybody does deserve it. Some people just automatically go for reevaluations and without really thinking about it, and most of the time they don't get a higher score.
Yeah.
Excellent. Is there any other advice you would give to anybody? Not about the reevaluation, but about apart from, not everyone can join our course, but let's say somebody who it was like you, was struggling with writing. What advice would you give them? So we talked about structure. Anything else that you would talk to them about?
The modules that you have been explaining to the students, they should follow it religiously, I would say, and practice more and more, and get the essays corrected by you with the essay correction service. Definitely, it will give a good advantage with the feedback provided by you.
Definitely. Whether it's with me or with another teacher, you really do need feedback. You're a IT engineer. If somebody said to you, what's wrong with this IT system, you would go in and tell them the specific reason. You wouldn't rip out the whole IT system, or hopefully not. You would tell them that you got this bug, you need to fix this bug, fix this. Exactly the same approach that we have that computer programmers would, fixing bugs in a piece of software. That's how we help students. We tell them, fix this, improve this is fine, and in a very methodical way, in a very logical way. Would you agree with that?
Exactly. And the best part I would like to mention is the cognitive skills that I have developed after listening to your modules. In one of the sections you have mentioned that apart from reusing the same example, the same statement, to think in a different dimension, and cognitive skills that are required to respond, to write an answer, maybe it an essay or the letter. So that I like very much, and I followed that part.
Great. Could you give, because not many people outside of our VIP course are aware of what these cognitive skills, because I don't teach them outside of the VIP course really. Could you elaborate on that a little bit about what? So cognitive skills are basically thinking, teaching you how to not only write but teaching you how to think. Could you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. Because in many countries, at different places, the rote learning
Mm-hmm.
is prioritized. So
Mm-hmm.
students, they just learn by repeating the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then on top of it, you should think and rephrase the statements,
Mm-hmm.
use different set of examples,
Mm-hmm.
just like the coffee shop example that you give,
Mm-hmm.
that we generally talk very frequently in a informal communication
Mm-hmm.
in coffee shop or others. But when we go and sit down for an exam, then we lose out on the things
Mm-hmm.
that we can write.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
we should, yeah.
There's many of the students who join us, and they might have been brought up within an education system or taught that just rote learning, just memorization. However, IELTS is not a memorization test. So you're using, a very, very basic cognitive skill, which is remembering, but the IELTS test is testing higher level cognitive skills, such as evaluation, analysis, and creativity, even, thinking of ideas. And those are, I call them muscles within your brain. You need to practice those, just the same as muscles in your arm or muscles in your legs. You need to exercise those muscles in order to use them effectively. And for many people, they're exercising the remembering muscle and trying to memorize everything. But memorization is totally useless. If you memorize vocabulary, you're not going to be able to use the vocabulary. If you memorize grammar, you're not going to be able to use that grammar. So learning how to think is as much of a challenge for students as learning how to write. And that was something that we introduced only in the last year on the VIP course, and it really did help a lot of students, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent, Anurag. So will you be going to Canada now and working there?
Yeah, because there is a process for that as well. And
Sure.
I may be applying for the PNP program, the provincial nomination.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, our new course, the Immigrants Advantage course, is nearly ready to go. It'll be ready next week, so we might get you in there for some extra help with. All right, Anurag. Well, if you need anything in Canada, and I'm sure I'll see you inside our new course for new immigrants. But if you need anything, feel free to get in touch. And thank you very much for sharing that advice with students.
Thanks, Chris.
You're very welcome. See you soon. Bye bye.
Goodbye.